In every room you enter, there is a quiet force waiting to be noticed. Most people mistake volume for strength, noise for influence, and reaction for power. But true dominance doesn't announce itself. It doesn't rush to prove. It doesn't compete for applause, and it certainly doesn't need validation. The strongest presence is the one that walks in silently, observes deeply, and waits. Waiting is not hesitation. Waiting is preparation. Waiting is control. Control over your environment begins with control over yourself. The chaotic world seeks to provoke you, to pull you into its drama. The loud, the impulsive, the reactive. They believe dominance lies in being heard. They are wrong. Dominance is quiet. It is subtle. It is invisible to those who do not know what to look for. Before you can outsmart anyone, before you can claim mastery over any interaction, you must first understand a simple truth. The person who reacts first loses first. Power is not in the first word you speak, the first move you make, or the first emotion you display. Power is in the pause, the calculation, the invisible strategy that others never see until it's too late. Today, you will learn 7 rules for total dominance, distilled from centuries of Stoic philosophy and modern psychology. These are not tactics to manipulate others. They are strategies to master yourself, to read the room, and to rise quietly above chaos. These rules will teach you how to influence without force, command respect without demanding it, and outsmart anyone without ever needing to show your hand. The world will try to measure your value by your loudness, by your visibility, by your immediate victories. But the Stoic mind sees differently. The Stoic mind measures by patience, presence, and strategic silence. This is your foundation. Understand it, internalize it, and the rules that follow will become weapons in your arsenal. Weapons forged not in aggression, but in mastery. Rule number 1, silence is power. The first rule is deceptively simple. Remain silent. Most people talk to prove themselves. Most people reveal their plans, their fears, and their weaknesses in an attempt to be understood, respected, or admired. But every word you speak before necessary gives away part of your strategy. Every reaction, every defensive comment, every forced smile is a window into your mind. Silence is the armor that shields you from exposure. Silence is the blade that disarms the overconfident. When you master silence, you master the environment. In a meeting, in a conversation, in a conflict, those who are loudest will exhaust themselves, reveal their weaknesses, and play into your hands. You don't need to respond immediately. You observe, you listen, and when the moment is right, your words strike with precision. You become unpredictable, you become unreadable, you become dominant. Silence also cultivates respect. People instinctively measure and admire those who do not seek validation. Your calmness becomes a mirror, reflecting their chaos back at them. And in that reflection, they underestimate you. They expose themselves. And you? You remain composed, calculating, untouchable. Rule number 2, never reveal your intentions. The second rule flows naturally from the first. Just as silence conceals your mind, never revealing your intentions conceals your power. When people know what you will do next, they prepare. When they prepare, they resist. And when they resist, you lose. The Stoic principle here is clarity through invisibility, to act strategically without being anticipated. Think of every interaction as a game of chess. The best players never reveal their strategy. They never telegraph their moves. They create uncertainty. They let others act first. They gather information. They adapt. In life, this translates into conversations, negotiations, relationships, and social dynamics. You do not owe anyone your plan. You do not need to justify your actions. Your energy, presence, and calm decisiveness are enough to influence the outcome before a word is spoken. A person who acts openly, reacts immediately, or broadcasts their intentions sacrifices control. You, however, remain a step ahead. You are the ghost in the game, unseen but always present. When the right moment comes, you act decisively, and by then, the world has already bent to your strategy. The third rule is deceptively simple yet profoundly powerful. Observe more than you speak. The world is full of people who are eager to assert, to impress, to dominate through noise. They speak first, react impulsively, and reveal more than they intend. You, however, will watch. You will listen. You will read between the lines. Observation is not passive. It is active strategy. Every glance, every word, every subtle gesture tells a story. People leak information constantly, what they value, what they fear, what they hope to hide. The loudest voices often expose the most, and you, the silent observer, collect intelligence that gives you an insurmountable advantage. In boardrooms, in arguments, in personal relationships, the person who observes first controls the narrative. By letting others speak first, you allow them to reveal their intentions, their weaknesses, their blind spots. And while they are busy talking, you are calculating, positioning, and preparing your move. This is strategic patience. This is Stoic wisdom applied in real time. Observation also cultivates empathy and understanding. You learn motivations, pressures, and hidden agendas. You anticipate conflict before it erupts. You see opportunities that others cannot. And the most important benefit? You remain calm, untethered, and invisible while others exhaust themselves in reactive chaos. The fourth rule is the bridge between observation and dominance. Control your reactions. Emotional restraint is not weakness. It is the greatest form of strength. When the world tries to provoke you, when insults, manipulation, or chaos threaten your composure, your response, or lack thereof, becomes your power. Most people are prisoners of their emotions. A careless comment, a personal attack, a fleeting injustice triggers an immediate response. They argue, they defend, they lash out, and in doing so, they surrender control. You, on the other hand, pause. You breathe, you assess, you respond deliberately, not impulsively. Control over your reactions signals mastery. It establishes authority. People instinctively respect those who are unshakable, calm, and composed in the midst of turmoil. Your silence, your patience, your measured words communicate confidence far louder than any shout ever could. To master this rule, you must practice detachment. Recognize that insults, provocations, and chaos are external. They are events beyond your control. What you can control is your response. By training your mind to remain unflappable, you achieve what most seek but cannot attain: psychological dominance without confrontation. Consider this. In any heated discussion, the one who remains calm often dictates the pace, tone, and outcome. They do not argue to win. They argue to observe, to guide, and to influence. Their presence alone reshapes the room. The loudest participant may speak more, but the calmest commands more. Observation and emotional control are inseparable. One without the other leaves you exposed. Combined, they forge a strategy that others cannot see, anticipate, or counter. The fifth rule is a lesson in freedom. Detach from outcomes. Most people are slaves to results. They measure themselves by approval, recognition, or immediate success. They gamble their peace for short-term victories, and in doing so, they surrender control over their minds. Detachment is not indifference. It is strategic clarity. It allows you to act without fear, to move without hesitation, and to think without distraction. When you detach from outcomes, you place your focus on the process, on preparation, and on mastery. The result, however, is secondary. Success is a byproduct, not the measure of your worth. History is full of leaders, warriors, and thinkers who understood this principle. They acted decisively, knowing the world would judge, challenge, and resist them. Yet they remained calm, steady, and purposeful, unattached to applause or criticism. Their power did not come from victory alone, but from their unwavering discipline and ability to endure without losing composure. In practical life, detachment allows you to navigate high-stakes situations, negotiations, arguments, or personal conflicts, without being controlled by the desires, fears, or reactions of others. You remain grounded, calculated, and adaptable. The loud, reactive people around you may obsess over immediate wins, but your steady patience ensures you win the long game. Remember, emotional investment in outcomes clouds judgment. Detachment clears it. It gives you space to anticipate, calculate, and move with precision. It turns unpredictability into leverage, uncertainty into control, and patience into power. The sixth rule transforms your inner mastery into outward dominance, influence without force. True dominance is not won through aggression, loudness, or coercion. It is won through subtlety, presence, and the ability to guide outcomes without overt control. Influence without force is the art of strategic invisibility. It is planting ideas without claiming credit, shaping decisions without issuing commands, and guiding behavior without raising a voice. Those who rely on volume attempt to bend the world to their will, but you, the Stoic strategist, bend the world by shaping perception, understanding psychology, and leveraging timing. Consider a scenario in a meeting or social interaction. While others argue, push, and defend, you speak less, suggest more, and listen intentionally. People reveal their priorities, fears, and blind spots. In your silence, they trust, they over-explain, they unintentionally follow your lead. You influence not by demanding, but by creating the space in which your suggestions naturally gain traction. Influence without force requires patience, observation, and precision. It is the logical extension of your emotional control and detachment from outcomes. When others act impulsively, you act deliberately. When they seek to dominate through noise, you dominate through presence. And when they think they are leading, they are quietly following your guidance. This rule is subtle, yet devastating. It is the weapon of the quiet, the advantage of the prepared, and the signature of those who understand that real power never shouts. It whispers, and the world bends in response. Observation, control, detachment, and influence form a chain of mastery. By now, you have learned to watch, remain calm, and act without attachment. But mastery is incomplete without the final and most essential rule: mastery over yourself. The seventh and final rule is the foundation of all dominance. Master yourself. Every strategy, every observation, every pause, and every influence relies on one thing: your control over your mind, emotions, and actions. Without self-mastery, all other rules collapse. Self-mastery begins with awareness. Understand your triggers, your fears, your desires, and your ego. Recognize how they influence your decisions and cloud your judgment. The people who cannot master themselves are enslaved by impulses, reactions, and short-term gratifications. They give away their power with every uncontrolled thought, every unnecessary response, every emotional outburst. The Stoics taught that external events are not what disturb us. It is our perception of them. Your mind is the battlefield, your emotions are the instruments, and your discipline is your armor. By mastering yourself, you control your environment. You are not reactive, you are responsive. You do not chase noise, you command presence.
Practical mastery involves daily rituals that sharpen focus and discipline. Silence your mind in the morning before the world demands your attention. Reflect on every interaction at night, analyzing your responses and your control. Condition your body and mind under stress through discomfort, challenges, and deliberate restraint. Train yourself to stay composed when provoked, unshaken when challenged, and patient when tested.
Self-mastery also demands humility. You cannot control others, but you can control yourself. You cannot predict every situation, but you can prepare your mind to respond strategically. You cannot force respect, but you can earn it by being unflappable, deliberate, and undeniable in your presence. Consider the most effective leaders, negotiators, and influencers in history. Their power did not come from dominating others through fear or noise. It came from self-discipline, clarity, and unshakable composure. They mastered themselves first, and as a result, they mastered the world around them. When you combine observation, emotional control, detachment, subtle influence, and self-mastery, you create a chain of unbreakable dominance. You outsmart those who rely on noise. You navigate chaos while others flounder. You act decisively while others react. And above all, you remain calm, deliberate, and invisible until the moment you strike, strategically, precisely, and without apology. Power does not need to announce itself. It does not seek applause, validation, or recognition. It is quiet, calculated, and inevitable. The person who masters themselves holds the ultimate advantage, the ability to influence, outmaneuver, and rise above every challenge. Remember this: your greatest weapon is not your knowledge, your skill, or even your presence. It is your discipline, your patience, and your mastery of yourself. Everything else follows. Mastery is useless if it remains theoretical. The difference between thinkers and winners is action. Now that you understand the 7 rules, observe, control, detach, influence, and master yourself, it's time to put them into practice. 1. In conversations and negotiations, every interaction is a battlefield. Most people enter discussions with urgency, pride, and the need to prove themselves. They reveal their weaknesses in their haste. You, however, will listen first, observe their emotional triggers, and guide the flow without force. Ask questions that reveal more than they intend. Pause before responding. Speak deliberately, with precision and calm. Let silence do the heavy lifting. By controlling your tone, your timing, and your reactions, you dominate the conversation without aggression. 2. In professional environments, the workplace is full of posturing, ego clashes, and noisy competition. The loudest person is often the least effective. Your advantage is to remain calm, prepared, and strategic. Observe the dynamics. Position yourself quietly. Build knowledge, skills, and alliances in the shadows. When opportunity arrives, a promotion, a high-stakes project, or a critical presentation, you strike with clarity and precision. Others may burn energy proving themselves. You move deliberately and claim the advantage without drawing attention. 3. In personal relationships, influence without force applies as much in personal life as it does in business. Friends, partners, and family members test boundaries, intentionally or not. You maintain composure, listen actively, and respond thoughtfully. By observing without reacting, you allow people to reveal their intentions, motivations, and needs. You guide conversations subtly, influence outcomes, and avoid unnecessary conflict. Over time, this builds respect, trust, and quiet authority. 3. Under pressure and stress, life will challenge you. Chaos, manipulation, and unexpected obstacles are inevitable. Here, emotional control and detachment become your armor. Breathe, pause, assess, respond intentionally. By maintaining composure under pressure, you think clearly while others panic. You act decisively when they hesitate. You transform adversity into opportunity. Calmness under stress is not just a virtue, it is a tactical weapon. Long-term strategy. The Stoic approach is about playing the long game. Immediate wins are fleeting. Lasting influence is cultivated over time. Build skills, knowledge, and relationships in silence. Avoid the temptation to showcase your progress. Others may race for recognition. You build leverage. Every decision, every action, every pause compounds. By the time the world notices, you are already ahead. The quiet rise, the patient accumulation of advantage, and the deliberate execution are what separate the extraordinary from the ordinary. You have now learned the 7 rules. Observe, control, pause, detach, influence, and master yourself. Each principle is a tool, a weapon, and a strategy. But the ultimate power is in how you embody them, consistently, deliberately, and silently. The world celebrates noise, aggression, and instant gratification. It rewards the loud, applauds the reactive, and idolizes the visible. Yet the truly powerful understand a different truth. Dominance is quiet, deliberate, and invisible until executed. The person who commands the room is rarely the one who shouts the loudest. They are the one who listens, waits, and strikes with precision. Stoic mastery is not about control over others. It is control over yourself. It is the freedom to remain calm when others panic, to remain centered when others react, and to remain unshaken when chaos surrounds you. Your mind, your discipline, and your presence are your fortress. No one can penetrate it without your permission. Remember, Influence without force is stronger than dominance with aggression. By guiding subtly, listening intentionally, and acting strategically, you bend the world to your favor without ever revealing your hand. You plant ideas, shape outcomes, and rise above conflict, all while others remain trapped in reaction and noise. Patience is your ally. Silence is your weapon. Observation is your advantage. Every pause, every reflection, every calculated action compounds into unshakable power. The world may rush for recognition, clamor for applause, and chase fleeting victories, but you play the long game. You build legacy, influence, and dominance in the shadows, quietly, patiently, and strategically. In every room, in every interaction, and in every challenge, remember this. The loudest, most visible, most reactive players will falter. The patient, calm, and disciplined strategist will endure. The unshakable mind will prevail. The one who masters themselves will outsmart everyone else. You are no longer chasing power. You are becoming it. You are no longer reacting. You are responding. You are no longer following. You are leading silently, strategically, and inevitably. This is the quiet art of total dominance. This is the Stoic advantage. This is how the wise outlast, outmaneuver, and outsmart the world, without shouting, without proving, and without needing validation. The next time you step into a room, a conversation, or a challenge, ask yourself, who will control the energy? Who will dictate the pace? Who will remain calm when chaos erupts? The answer is simple. It will be you. Because the strongest do not announce themselves. They execute, they influence, they endure, they win. And they do it silently.